afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Hero Psych Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to hold 1 vs 1 on Faymonville Approach. In the north, it's Lenfer, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the 7th Panzer Division West and Southeast, it is Prodigilgy, fighting here for the Soviet Union, Socialism, Comrade Stalin, and the Great Soviet Union. Taking on the role here of the 10th Mechanized Corps, we got Jaeger Infantry, we got Lightning Worm, we got Spearhead here for Lenfer, with double half-track bulletins, interesting, Panzerfaust, and we got Urban Defense, Armored Assault, and Mechanized Support with Mine, Satchel, and Penal Tool buildings. Oh, bulletins, though also the building. Penal Superstar here, obviously, from Prodigilgy. It's going to go hard in here versus Lenfer. And then for setting out the gun is MD42. The double half-track bulletins lightning indicates he's going to be putting a bit of focus on the Flamethrower half-track. I mean, he could go for the regular half-track, but most Wehrmacht players, tragically, never go that way. So I imagine it's going to be the bit of Flamethrower half-track here to try and put the pressure there on Prodigilgy. What he decides to follow up the penal tools will be hard to say, though. If you sort of go by the usual meta, urban defense with a lot of light tanks, that could be a common move there. You could also go for mechanized support and guards rampant to back them up. We'll have to see there. Going into town for the north, Pioneers rushing to Nada House here, also a bit of barbed wire there, good work. Southern fuel here being secured by the MD42. And go first penal tool squad out here for Prodigilgy, equipped with the SVT-40 semi-automatic rifle. Secondly, it's got almost somebody there goes rushing the Grenadiers up north. Pioneers trying to get in closer to ensure the penal tool can't get too close, because if they don't get too close, the Pioneers going to do a lot of damage while the Grenadiers also add in. But no, Pioneers can't get close enough. Here's Prodigilgy's quick to sort of focus them down if they try to get closer, leaving the Grenadiers now to be focused down here instead up close. Forcing retreat here for Lenfer. Rough early engagement, got the M4 moving up here, should be able to catch Prodigilgy here from an angle he's not expecting. Grenadiers at the same time covering them from the other side. Forcing retreat here from Prodigilgy. Some intense fighting here. Second penal squad on the way there, but Prodigilgy forces are being routed here with increasing casualties as Lenfer forces his way forwards for the fatherland. Penal squad there almost done. Pioneers going up here, lining up sandbags after the barbed wire there. Grenadiers moving in. Grabbing points here. Grenadiers reinforcing. Heading for the northern field on that way to harass. And there you go. Pioneers force to stop with the sandbags right before they can finish them. Back here, troops reinforcing. No healing yet here for Prodigilgy. Most likely more penal tubers once he gets the manpower up again. Fired up north here. Grenadiers there. Trying to grab the fuel pump, but at the same time threaten their Prodigilgy's engineers. He could go for a scout cover as the Wehrmacht. That tends to be a less immediate thing. So more likely he's going to go for more penal tubers or a sniper. As for Lenfer there, we got more Grenadiers on the way for him. Standard built there. Triple Grenadiers 1 MD42 is a reasonably flexible build that is very common with the Wehrmacht. Allows you to play offensively, defensively, with a reasonable degree there, and of course exploit any openings you can. Penal tools asking for the southern fuel point, MD42 moving in. Take over there happening for Lenfer, very good. And then we'll likely see that half track. MD4 up to cover the southern fuel point to keep it out of the hands of Prodigilgy and the 10th Mechanized Corps here. Got Grenadiers to cover the flank here, though it's not going to be super well there. MD4 to be able to at least halt one of the units. Pioneers going to win, but there you go. Penal squad going to hit the MD4 from flank. It's going to force him to position, otherwise he's going to hit it with a satchel. And there you go. Oh! Casts on the other troops, and in fact on his own. Oh! Lenfer almost hits the trap there. MD4 to the force free position again. Basil jumps up on the keyboard. So my apologies, suddenly I sounded a bit muffled as he positioned his body in front of the microphone to get my attention. Pioneers going to swing down against the penal troops there, preventing them from just the nick of time getting around the neutral there. Penal troops routed. Prodigilgy there, still suffering a bit of manpower. I believe he's got medics there, but he doesn't have a lot of interest in the field, which could certainly give Lenfer a bit of a chance to push back against Prodigilgy harder and gain more ground, for that matter. Get out some tech fast. All the way though, harassing the fuel point up north again. There we go. Prodigilgy does go for urban defense. Opening a course again for shock troopers, line to tank. It's in theory also the Ford headquarters if he so desires it, though I'm not entirely sure that is what Prodigilgy so far dreams about. Grenadiers moving up, he backed up with info to come from the northern end of the road. Nice little approach there by Lenfer in the further northeast. Penal in for the fuel point to trying to keep it out of the hands of Lenfer and the Third Reich. Engineers moving southwards here while retreating back. Penal troops setting out again. Prodigy still short on troops. Is he possibly planning for shock troopers? Also realizing these are actually not in order. 2, then 3, then 2 again. Sloppy relic. Sloppy. Gonna use the light machine guns to the penal troopers. There's still no sign of dodge there from Lenfer, though with the light machine guns there, it's less likely to end up with Jaeger infantry or lightning wall. Well, it could set up with lightning wall, but certainly would feel a bit more likely now to end up with spearhead. Penals on the pretty bad spots. They're getting hit by not one but 2 MG42s there. 1 light, 1 heavy, causing quite a bit of grievous harm. There goes shock troopers available, and there go does go for them. Certainly seeing more strategies here from the Soviets, it seems as of late, where they actually slightly keep manpower flowing to be able to call in elite infantry, and that's actually a bit interesting. That's sort of beginning to happen in the Soviet meta, it seems. We'll have to see, of course, it sort of really catches on and whatnot. But there you go. Lenfer there, going for his little possible counter to this with his slightly extra fast half track. I mean, we're talking 8%, actually 10% roughly, if you sort of put it all together. Faster movement speed, so they've clearly been adding something extra there to the fuel.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Into grabbing points here, Grenadiers on watch there on the northern victory point, they can't quite grab it. Grenadiers versus Grenadiers. Got the line to tankers up there for Prodigilgy, but will they be able to deal with Lenfer's fast half track? His speedy Flampanzerwagen. Ooh, MD4 to the corner. Really bad spot by the shock troopers. We got smoke screen off there, which we can't always see though. Occasionally the smoke grenades don't quite show what they're supposed to. Also lost the Grenadier squad there. Bit of a blow there to Lenfer and the 7th Panzer Division. But if indeed get a wipe here in the penal troopers, that might work itself out. There we got the M42 there. Very much looking to stop that. It takes a fat hit there from the 45mm gun. Going straight here for the shock troopers. Got a smoke screened off here. Nice work. He has to ensure he doesn't stand the expected spotlight. He's just, as you can see, the throw around with the fire anyways, all the way. Coming to catch them, and, with sufficient enough fire, he's, gonna hit them. As he just sends the entire sea of fire. An inferno. Pioneers are laying down Sam by the centre victory point. Engineers coming up with flamethrowers and whatnot. Penal troopers setting up, grabbing the point here. Back here, troops reinforcing healing there for Prodigilgy. So far, no sign of tech there from him. No bigger plans there. Lenfer does go for Lightning Wall, which didn't quite figure he would with the light machine. So, of course, just go for G for the finish. But then, at this stage, then there's not a massive difference between Lightning Wall and Spearhead. Since the Dart is going to use most of the abilities here anyways. And Lightning was just going to go for the Tiger tank. Gunny's being pushed back here, but the Engineers, MG4 almost down there for Lenfer. Bring up more machine guns to help control the Soviet infantry flow. As Prodigilgy once more carves out his own little fiefdom over the map. Mining the southern fuel point. Very nice work there. Grenadiers retreating there. Seen better days. No sign of tech yet there for Lenfer further on. And nothing further here from Prodigilgy. You can soon build the tank return command. And now Lenfer goes for the sniper. Curious build here. He does have a lot of expensive units with 6-man. So, a sniper there could be helpful. But at the same time, the timing for it still seems a bit odd. Not sure if I'm a big fan of that. We'll of course up to see it works out. This match certainly displaying some oddities here, so who knows. Anyways, penal troop squads they're routed by the flamethrower after there again, utilising its great speed to leave Prodigilgy running. There you go, Grenadiers with MD4 to support. They could flank the anti-tank, but there you go. Terrain here is not very suited for the anti-tank to get some good hits. We could see the penal squad there being wiped. In fact, you can see even further casualties inside the base. Just driving about and murdering away. Oh, penal squad needs to run behind the headquarters there. Anti-tank moving up there. Looks like Lenfer might just push his luck too far. There we go. Right in front of the heavy machine gun and bunker there. And pop goes the weasel. The only thing that could have been worse here for Lenfer is if it had been abandoned and then Prodigilgy would have stolen it and turned it against Lenfer. That would have been absolutely catastrophic. In the end, though, it still went up in flames. Lenfer quickly commits to the Pack 40 in part because he did see the tank battalion command going up. So this is obviously worried about a T-70. Which is, you know, a very obvious worry to have, then the sensible worry to have. But we got double infantry locking down the area here, preventing the Prodigy from moving through the centre. Further up north, Pioneers here being swarmed by anti-tank gun and penal troopers. Pack 40 is almost done there for Lenfer. He's still maintaining good map control here versus Prodigilgy, though he's a bit behind on victory points. Back here, healing reinforcement as the northern advance continues against the fascists. No taker yet there for Lenfer. More mines here in the south, very nice. And there you go, T-7 is on the way there for Prodigilgy. Further north here, hitting the points there. Hitting the southern field point. Good focus on the field point there. Sniper retreating, just in case it would seem here for Lenfer. Back here, healing reinforcement still happening. Shock was there, slowly receiving some fresh members. Yes, they are a bit short, and there you go, T-70 almost done here for the Red Army. Engineers are ridden by double grenadier, and there you go, the T-70 mobilizers, ready to strike fear into the heart of the fascists, but preferably 45mm rounds. Pioneers now moving in there. Grenadiers on the move as well. Nasty and the Grenadiers by the T-70. Shock was moving in the south here. Pioneers now going for the fuel point there. T-70 is advancing. Needs to be careful doesn't get Pantherfast in this potential the Pack 40 here, which would leave Prodigilgy's T-70 reeling a bit. But there you go. The assault continues. MD-42 there taking hits from the T-70. Grenadiers forced to right as well. Doubt he'll be able to get any sort of serious wipes here, but still, it does leave Lenfer's central positions here actually collapsing as Prodigilgy just goes in hard. Need to get the T-70 fixed up. Tries to grenade here. The MD-4 trying to retreat. A bold move here by Prodigilgy. In the south, Lenfer continues to move about, and that farther up north, this points there closest to Lenfer's base are being seized here. A bold push there by Prodigilgy. Back here, nothing further going on. He certainly can't take up right away, though he might want to bring up some more stuff. And there you go. He's committing to the second T-70 though. Could work out. Lenfer has yet to take up himself. I mean, double T-7s and then right now though would be potentially quite potent if you can sort of land a good flank and sort of catch the anti-tanker from an angle that isn't ready, which of course the two T-7s can sort of tear through it, and the assorted infantry as well. So this could get pretty dicey here. Of course, if the double T-7 is failed for Prodigilgy, I mean, obviously that's going to be GG, because then that's a lot of resources invested into light tanks. Then for taking up, he's also bringing in additional Pioneers, very good. 440 versus 455. Now the side's really able to gain a lot of victory points over the other fellow. Skirmish in the north here as Lenfer's making a straight move there for the fuel point, but we got a second T-7 there which can disrupt and stop that. Almost got the southern fuel point as well. And far south here looks like Lenfer might have made a bit of a miscalculation. Oh! Tellermine took out the T-70. That was what he was doing. He was baiting it. Cheeky Lenfer. Nice play. Didn't see that one coming, and I imagine neither did Prodigilgy. Obviously wouldn't have been moving the T-70 there. Otherwise, that was a really weird way then of trying to call a assumed bluff. Here, the fascists haven't mind these. Just watch Petrov. Boom. Anyways, take almost down there with Pioneers, of course, following up there for Lenfer. Still, that Tellermine there's been a huge help there for Lenfer. I mean, taking one or two T-7s down to one is pretty big, particularly when you don't have access to any of the fuel points. Prodigilgy following up with another anti-tank gun. Might be just going to try and solve it for the KB2, which certainly seems to be a strategy some urban defense players favour at the moment. Personally, I'm not a big fan of that one, but we'll have to see. Pomoko going up there for Lenfer. Seizing the southern points. Once more, he's got both fuel points under his control. I mean, you're going to be getting a lot of fuel very fast and sort of maintain control of both fuel points. Lenfer, that looks like it's going to attack head on, not say, launch a large assault into the north to say reclaim the resources there, which would have been, I think, very nice. Sniper heading southwards, Pioneers following in as well, troops healing reinforcing. Southern victory point secure, and there you got the sniper on the move there, 6 kills. Soon to be 7. Ooh, smokes in there, nice job. Though too late there for Dimitri. No Minesweeper was there for Prodigilgy. He's just assuming that one telemine is a one-off. That Lenfer could possibly never lay down more than one mine. Who knows? I mean, maybe never. Someplace just lay down one telemine and that's it. Others, though, tend to be a lot more mean about it and actually lay down a lot of mines. Obviously ends up with, but large engagement brewing up. Ooh, T7 there could almost get the gunnies alongside all the assisting infantry. Shocks was bringing in there as well. Gunnies 74 setting up here. Close to Vetney, or death actually. 74-2 there. Oh, forced away as well there. A brutal assault here that leaves Lenfer reeling. But he can soon go for the Panther form to start giving Prodigilgy a bit of a headache. And before to come up the treaty, we got the T7 ring in, we got the pack 14 nearby, but will it be enough here? Will it be enough? We've also got the M42's firing fragmentation rounds. Ooh. Nasty hit, there we go. Panther on the way, need to get the T70 out of there though before the pack 40 lights it on fire. So right now Lenfer is in a very bad position inside his base more or less. There's a bit here in the north, but right now Prodigilgy has all the victory points. He's almost got both fuel points again. And well, the only thing here that's now happening really sort of positively here for Lenfer is he's bringing out a Panzer IV, which Prodigilgy's strategy does even opening for, since he's only got 2 light and tank guns. He can still sort of stop it in theory, but he's flying straight into the base here. They're bombarding. Oh no! Continuing grabbing away in the north of the Pioneers.
Our base is under attack.
Nasty work here by Prodigilgy. Not something you see very often, but there you go. Panzer IV there has arrived for Lenfer and the 7th Panzer Division as they remain under siege from Prodigilgy. You could very well say that the enemy is at the gates. Panzer IV moving in there in the north. We got the Pioneers going for the northern fuel point. There you go, T7 going for it. We got booby traps here, nice work. Anti-tank switching on to arm piercing right over here. The Panzer IV's flanked behind. And it is moving up as well there. Nice move with catching Prodigilgy a bit off guard there. Perhaps a bit too gleefully moving about there. Panzer IV's taking some damage. There you go. Panzer IV's taking some damage here from the anti-tank. So use the terrain here to take out the T70. You can also avoid the anti-tank guns and more importantly just relieve the pressure. There you go. T70 down here. Anti-tank squads possibly find themselves cleared out here by Lenfer, but looks like that doesn't happen. Panzer IV is going to need some repairs badly, and he needs to get that pack 40 in order as well. Back in Prodigilgy's base, nothing further happening. It does look like it's going to be the KV2 heavy tank stall, as Prodigilgy is now trying to save his anti-tank and see before Lenfer kicks them over. Mines down there, very nice. And booby trap goes off, killing a single MD42 gunner there. It's now moving ahead there, 10 kills, veteran 2-1. Farther up north, Pioneers being hit by engineers and shock troopers. Prodigilgy's base remains otherwise silent, as he's clearly setting up for that KV2. And there we go, another shock trooper squad out, bringing up to now 4 infantry squads, whereas 2 of them are heavy assault infantry units that can definitely give Lenfer a bit of a problem. Who's actually still just at 2 grenadier squads. He definitely think needs at least 1 more infantry squad, be it either more grenadiers or some panzer grenadiers, I think, to have a good chance versus Prodigilgy. Sniper kill there. Panzer IV's almost good to go here for Lenfer and the 7th Panzer Division. Mine goes off there, killing 1 MD42 gunner again. And Northern Victory pumping seas. We got 307 versus 154. Repairing the medic bunker there, which took a lot of damage from all of Prodigilgy's anti-tank gun fire into the base there, it seems. Sniper there with 12 kills now. Slight increase in the kill tally. Panzer IV's good to go. Could add a machine gun on it, but he might be staying up here for the Stuka close air support. Or he could, I suppose, be wanting to keep relief infantry. He's going for a second anti-tank gun. No, he hasn't recruited the other one. Though there's arguably the possibility he's actually got bugged up or something. But maybe he's going to try and play for the Tiger tank. Not he stalled for it. Possibly anticipating here the KV2 stall, since it is kinda part of the Serb meta, at least with urban defense. A lot of them do tend to just use it to stall for the KV2. So maybe just figures he might as well just go for the Tiger tank. Or you could just try and A for Panthers would be just get a lot of students. Anyway, it's going to attempt to dealing with the push here across the road, but sadly they are not allowed to pass. Panther 4, they need repairs. Tiger Tank's a little here for Lenfer, but in terms of fuel, he is quite some ways away from it. Bit of shooting here, roughly 10 minutes away in fact. Less if we can sort of gain more points, they actually give some fuel. Meanwhile, Prodigilgy is moments away from the KB2 and just needs, you know, half a command point more and a bit more manpower, and he's there. And he's still got most of the map here. Lenfer Sandy's not quite been able to translate that tank into some more direct advantage. Prodigilgy hitting that mine, for example, was a bit of an oops. Also, he's not keeping both pioneers nearby hand, you know, to quickly repair it, which really I think should be a priority there as well for Lenfer. Because the longer the Panther 4 is just out of the field and doing nothing, the worse it is for Lenfer, really. And of course, the better it is for Prodigilgy because it just gives them more time to get out the KB2. Panther 4, that's good to go again, need to get them moving. A74 in a lot of trouble, need to get out of there. Panther 4 setting out. Engaging furiously for the fatherland. Prodigilgy there now has the command points. He's definitely got the fuel. He just needs a bit more manpower, and they can call it in. Up north, Pioneers surrounded by the penal troopers. More mine spotted there from Prodigilgy, and there you go. KB2 heavy assault tank there on the way for Prodigilgy and the 10th Mechanized Corps.
Our enemy has only 200 points.
Panther 4 could do with some penal machine in action. We got another sniper out for Lenfer. There's a rather ambitious strategy in some ways. KB2 continues to roll 40 for Prodigilgy, and that's basically where the sniper's not going to be doing a lot of good versus that one. Somebody's on the fire from the KB2. First shot though misses 152mm high explosive shell, just zooms above them and explodes safely behind them. Taking shot, envelops Jürgen, but doesn't kill him. KB2 meanwhile taking hits there from the Pack 40s. Gun is almost taken up, but that's by the fragmentation rounds of the KV tanks. They could try and of the anti-tank. They try and set up for fine position. That will try and bombard the area. That could maybe work out here. Though most players at the moment don't really use it for firing position. They just drive around like a very slow firing heavy tank. Panther 4 that's going to flank. Ooh, hits a tree instead. KB2's heart filthy, not good there for Prodigilgy. They're going to take a close turning about to resist this fascist flank. 150 versus 454. Lenfer definitely needs to do something to change this up because right now he's on a path to defeat here, bleeding out of victory points. KB2 dealing with the Grenadiers. Grenade off as well. Panther 4 charging ahead. Oh, you need to be careful here, Lenfer. Oh, that was really close. He almost hit that mine. And had he hit that mine, that would have put him in a really bad spot. Still, the Panther 4 needs to get out there as well. Entertaining that cleared up by the snipers. Not too shabby there by Lenfer, I guess. None of the anti-tanks can hit the M42 and there goes segment cleared out as well there. Bit of blow there to Prodigilgy, who now has no anti-tank guns, which will even try and stop Lenfer's Panther 4, leaving just for the KB2. Trinity kills and one sniper, seizing the northern victory point. He's attempting to here. We got 132 versus 454. Prodigilgy furiously launches a counter-attack head-on here, meeting the fascist challenge in a head-on assault there, and that may not work out too well. They definitely needs to flank him too once to get rid of the snipers, because otherwise they're just going to bleed out his attack. Looking into what we're going to do, we've got the Panther 4 moving in there, 5 kills. Prodigilgy very wisely retreats, and he probably should just be taking up at this point, bringing up a mechanized armor company and some additional armor to back up his KB2. Bunch of T-34 76s could work, issue to 5 as well. Just need to make this. And there you go. Panzer 4 lands an absolutely devastating hit. Oh, KV2 lands a devastating hit on the Panzer 4, not the other way around. Almost knocking out there and sending the gun in a poor state. We got Pack 40 moving up though. Infantry straight to the ace machine gun crew there. 9 kills. Lots of pack fire. There we go. Got the K2 gun here for the MD42, almost taking out the head on. Can he finish it off? Oh, it's got another toward back up. We got more sniper fire there. Further north, we got the Shockers there flanking the other MD42, pushing them back. KV2's gunning repairs. Back here, healing enforcement, but no tech for Prodigilgy. Moving hit with the KV2, and we got here another Panzer 4 for Lenfer. It looked like he was going to go for Lightning War, but it looks like he... well, not Lightning War, but Tiger Tanks, he has gone for Lightning War. But maybe he's decided that's not going to work out anyways. We just might as well go for a lot of tanks. We'll have to see there what he ends up with this. If he actually ends up going for the Tiger Tank at any point. Shockers landing some nice hits. Down to just one Grenadier squad. I really feel like that's a bit too hazardous there for Lenfer, just one Grenadier squad. And with that many machine guns and snipers and whatnot, just one Grenadier squad is something I feel like they could backfire on Lenfer at some point if he's not cautious. I mean, I'm not saying it can't work out, but it certainly has a much smaller margin for error there. Mr. Prodigilgy still not taking up there though, still not trying to use more of the fuel he's got to push a large advantage. He could also go Katyushas. I mean, a lot of ways here that Prodigilgy could just basically use all this fuel. There we go. Taking up, realizing he does have a lot of fuel and he could maybe go for some tanks to assist his big tank. Veterans 1 and the KV2 got the Panzer pursuing shots, firing and misses the KV2. Another hit there on it. Anti-tank rifle building penalty was by there as well. A bit of extra anti-tank here versus a Lenfer. There we go, main gun out. Could Lenfer finally end up losing a Panzer 4 here to Prodigilgy and the 10th Mechanist Corps? No. Dodges it and the anti-tank penalty was forced away there. A close shave here for Lenfer. Very close shave. But he's down to 117 versus Prodigilgy's 395, in fact 108. But there you go, Prodigilgy is going for the T-Fed 476, very good, that's going to give him more firepower, more into infantry. Lenfer is still very short on infantry. And he can still do with more troops, got a tree sent flying there, at least a tree top. Oh dear, mine went off there. Going to just continue to hold the craft point here, though not exactly good positions in that on the bloody open. Of course, the sniper spot, and there he goes. Shock was bringing in. Looks like Prodigy starting this off with some minor issues. The manpower since they weren't fully reinforced. KV2 almost fixed again, also close to 22. Panzer going to be on the way for Lenfer. Finally, some added infantry. And there you go, T-Fed 476 rolling out here for Prodigilgy and the 10th Mechanized Corps, giving a bit more volume in the armor department. They still, of course, has to be careful about how he approaches, and if you just drive straight into the double pack 40s, it's not going to do him a lot of good. KVT shoots spectacularly, misses, blowing up some dirt instead, possibly a few squirrels. And the South Pins from the internet, caught here by the MD42, T-Fed 476 from the internet. KV2 again opening up this time, a bit more of a hit, but with no casualties. Just actual pain and harm inflicted. 79 versus 395. Ooh, that was a close one. Almost took out their Lenfer's MD42 crew entirely there. 5 kills close to a T2. T-Fed 476 versus Panzer 4. There you go. Direct hit there on the Panzer 4, but also return hit here from a nearby tank gun. Pushing the T-Fed 476 down to half. Oh, he's going to move into line of fire, the Pack 40s. And there we go, knocked out. That was not too well executed there by Prodigilgy. About as well executed as the Italian invasion of Ethiopia. Or Greece. Or North Africa. Any Italian invasion, really. KV2 moving about there. Panzer 4's ending out. And there he goes, shoots. Maybe does a bit of damage, of course there's no casualty. Got both Panzer 4's not going for it. Hits a mine there. Finally hits it. Can he take out the Panther 4? Shot fired. Veteran 2 gained. Here we go. Lenfer calling in air support. Stuka Kanonen Vogel. Going here for it. Main gun out on the KB2. Close one here. Panther 4's going to go for it. Anti-tank, self-charge, but the rear's going to expose there. Oh, and the KB2 goes down. A huge blow there to Prodigilgy. And the 10th Mechanized Corps, he still has a large amount of victory points, but losing his big tank and his T-34 without really inflicting a single actual armoured casualty upon Lenfer is less good. But he should be able to do it. No, the Panther 4's trying to crush them here, and he crushes them. Oh! The Panther 4 took out the anti-tank units without a functioning gun. Absolutely impressive work there by Lenfer. Wasn't that really ironic, Jürgen? And I don't know. I don't really understand irony, but it was very satisfying. And the tank moving up there. Panther 4 there shoots. South charge in front of the Panther 4. Oh, he's going to get it. No, he doesn't. The great Panther escape continues. He's really been able to keep those Panther 4s alive. I mean, that's actually quite impressive there with Lenfer. That is quite impressive. How's actually been able to keep them alive? In some cases, I'd say rather tricky to keep them alive in positions. Now they're tanking out there for Prodigilgy. Lenfer's tanking there, it's taking a few hits, but it's nothing too critical now. Panzer going to be moving forward to the Sturmgewehr, signing off. Oh, the satchel Lenfer, Scheiße! And dodged, very nice, but now there's a lot of shock troops in there. Geballte Ladung on them. Kills Yuri, smokes going off in return. Panther 4's in direct repairs, we've got a third one on the way there for Lenfer. His loss is going to, this is down to just one infantry squad again. Now the Panther 4, he's down to 56 here versus the 382 of Prodigilgy. Infantry 4's got to come in southern victory point. Panther 4 setting out the sniper spot. He's just constantly throwing down smoke grenades to just keep the shock troopers safe. And there you go, bun grenade off. Panther 4 moving in as well. There you go, forcing the shock troopers away finally. 50 points left here for Lenfer. He's rushing south as well with the unit, but that's going to run to the MD-42, and I don't think he'll be ready for that one. Anti-tank being assaulted by the Panther 4. I think he's somehow trying to stall for another KV-2 when he probably should be going for an H-85. Or even, like, say, a pair of H-6 would have done, I think, Prodigilgy a lot of work there. It is sort of funny how most players just never bother with it, despite I'd say it's, you know, pretty good. Panther 4 shoots. Panther 4 number 2 moving in here. Shot bounced. Charging in here. Crushing infantry. Once more. Crusher Karl is on it. And Prodigilgy is just striking here to stop the Panther 4s. 11 kills. 4 kills. Moving in the veteran one as well there. Anti-tank and cruiser being shot to bits. Another anti-tank set here for the penal troopers. He's gonna crush them. He's gonna crush them. At least attempt to. Oh, tried to throw it, and then the guy throwing it got murdered. Special Rifle Command there being knocked out by the Panther 4s, and tanks there being shattered. Shocks from the centre one up north. Panthers there stopped by a veteran shock trooper squad. Panther 4 charging into the bases and murder Prodigilgy's infantry. Anti-tank and destroyed. MG4 to the run off here by Prodigilgy. Still triple Panther 4s. There's a lot of Panther 4s, while Prodigilgy has absolutely no tanks or anti-tank guns. Guarding the centre victory point with the lives. We've got 40 versus 382. Fumes was almost wiped out. Anti-tank still to charge off. Panther 4, they're very close to Veteran 2. There you go, Veteran 2 gained. That's 2 Veteran 2 Panther 4s here. One in fact close to Veteran 3. Shocks looking to block here. Now the smoke grenade, he's just trying to buy time here. Another push for the south, but without a smoke screen to deal with that machine. He's got nowhere, and there he goes. Shock to scored lost. And with that, we got GG from Prodigilgy. A victory there on Faymonville Approach here for Lenfer, with some brutal armoured action, some vicious infantry assaults, and a lot of urban defence there from Prodigilgy. I feel like had he either handled that T-34 much better, but just maybe brought up some H-106s to back up the COH2, Pro would have done a much better work here versus Lenfer. Still, he was very close to winning this, really close. And again, a few changes in and he still would have won. Lenfer, meanwhile, I feel like should have brought in more infantry after some of the early losses. That was, I think, one of the bigger issues they had, and they also should have tried flanking a bit more time as well versus Prodigilgy. But there you go, still an exciting fight here on Faymonville Approach. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell a friend, tell a family, but don't tell your enemies, and don't tell the flying tree, or it'll come for you. Also, if you like what I do, you can donate or pledge on Patreon. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. You all a wonderful audience, and see you all tomorrow.